And a pleasant good morning from Shelby, North Carolina, here at the American Legion World Series, where the rain has dissipated and we are ready to resume our final pool play game that was suspended last night around 8 p.m. local time. In the first inning, we've seen plenty of runs. Idaho Falls and Beverly, Massachusetts battling for the right to play in the semifinals scheduled for later today. Hey everybody, good morning. Hope you had a good night's sleep. Evan Lepler, Steve Woodard. Wow, it's been a wild week. Thrilling action. Unfortunately, the weather is not going to go away today, and we're going to be dealing with it all day long. But for these players, I mean, their tournament, their Legion lives are on the line right now.
It is, and I mean, the rain don't matter to them. They're just ready to play some baseball and hopefully come away with a win and get in the semis.
This is a de facto quarterfinal game that began around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time last night. Idaho Falls in the top of the first came up. Ace Webb, a two-out RBI single to put Idaho up 1-0. But in the bottom of the first, Pacheco up the middle, bringing home Tyler Petrosino to tie the game at 1. And then Frost double getting by Chandler Robinson in left field. Makes it 2-1, and that was one batter before the rain started to fall and the tarp came on the field. But hey, Idaho Falls retaking the field right now. We're in the bottom of the first, 2 out, a 2-1 count on Matthew Plozet, and that is where we will just pick up where we left off on this Monday morning. Overcast skies, thunderstorms in the forecast, but while it was raining about half an hour ago pretty darn hard, it's dry right now, so let's play some ball.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Bradley Thompson is pitcher, and the other new shortstop, Nate Rose.
Bradley Thompson will take over on the mound for Idaho Falls, replacing Nate Rose.
Yeah, and in the regional, Evan, he was 1-0, 7 strikeouts, 5 2/3 innings pitched. But look at that ERA, 8.65, and he's hoping to bring that down a lot here against this good Massachusetts team.
So again, a reminder, both these teams splitting their first 2 games in the tournament. Idaho Falls, of course, the defending champions, winning it all in 2019 for the head coach, Ryan Alexander. The defense behind Thompson, Robinson, Howell, Jones left to right in the outfield with Jepson at third. Nate Rose, who was the starting pitcher, stays in the game, moves to shortstop. Diesel Luce is out of the game, starting at shortstop. He didn't even get an AB.
Right.
Elliott Jones at second, Webb at first, and R.J. Woods was having a little trouble catching Rose in the bottom of the first inning last night. Will take over. Runner at third base with 2 outs in the 2-1 pitch as we resume, and it's cracked deep to left, but Robinson will shade over and make the catch shy of the track, and we are back playing ball here in Shelby. We go to the second inning of this de facto quarterfinal game, 2-1 Beverly, Mass.
The American Legion World Series is brought to you by the American Legion and by North Carolina Tourism.
The lineup for Ryan Alexander's Idaho Falls Bandits. Nate Rose started the game on the mound. He's moved to shortstop, but he'll still be the leadoff man. Jepson, Howell, and Webb, 3 consecutive singles in the top of the first inning after Cooper Gavin, the starter for Massachusetts, struck out the first 2 members of the lineup. We're getting ready to see Woods, Robinson, and now Thompson in the 9-hole for Luce. And Cooper Gavin, who threw 20 pitches in the first inning yesterday, is back on the mound today, which burns him for tomorrow because you can't pitch 3 days in a row. But his pitch count completely refreshes. So he's starting clean. He could go as many as 105 today if they need him to.
And you can see his regional stats were unbelievable. 1-0, no ERA there. Yesterday, gave up 1 run, 3 hits, and like you said, starts over again. He can go 105 today.
Well, it's getting brighter.
It is.
A really good sign. Sunshine.
And heat will start to rise.
You're saying expect humidity?
Always in the south.
R.J. Woods leads off the top of the second, takes ball 1 outside. R.J. Woods 3 for 6 in the World Series, a younger kid. Still plenty of years of Legion ball ahead of him. Bounces it foul, the count 1-1. Cooper Gavin was unhittable through 2 batters. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Yeah.
And was cruising. And struck those 2 strikeouts were in 8 pitches, too. I mean, he was really grooving early, but then 3 straight singles. Off-speed pitch, bounce to third. Pacheco to his right. Sets his feet and throws him out. 1 gone here in the second. Pacheco has been steady over at the hot corner. As you look at the defensive alignment for Mike Levine's Beverly, Massachusetts squad, from post 3-3-1, Foglietta, Petrosino, and Frost in the outfield. McIntyre and Petrosino, the double play combo up the middle with Pacheco and Fox on the corners. And Plose doing the catching for Gavin. Strike 1 drilled in there to the left fielder, Chandler Robinson.
And I've got to wonder how, all the rain that we got, you saw Pacheco there in that very first play. You saw him slide on the dirt as he was trying to go make that play. And, they've done a great job here of redoing everything, and everything looks great, but that could come into play at some point here.
Still wet.
Still wet.
And the field was not tarped this morning when the rain came down pretty heavy for about 10-15 minutes. I think they tarped the mound and the plate, but the rest of the infield absorbing some moisture.
But these guys, they wouldn't care. They'd get out in a boat and play out here if they could.
And they usually water the infield before the game, so they didn't have to get the hose out. Bouncer to short. It'll be McIntyre on to first for the second out. What stands out to you when you watch Cooper Gavin on the mound?
Well, you've seen 2 different sides of him, really. Here we got the first 2 guys out of this inning. Yesterday we saw him get the first 2 guys out on 8 pitches and 2 strikeouts. But he's throwing strikes. Throwing strikes and getting ahead.
Here's Bradley Thompson entering the game as a replacement for the number 9 hitter Diesel Luce. Thompson, the pitcher, with 2 outs and the bases empty here in the second.
I think one of the things that we're going to have to watch here is because he threw, 20 pitches last night, and then we turn around in an early 10 a.m. start this morning. That's hard to do that. Late last night, come back early this morning.
He's young.
Young kid.
That's down low. By rule, everyone in the American Legion World Series has to be between 15 and 19.
To be that age again.
Yes. Cooper Gavin will be a senior this fall at Beverly High School, Beverly, Mass. 1-2. Wave and a miss in the dirt. Plose chucks to first, and it's a good start to the morning. 10-pitch, 1-2-3 inning for Cooper Gavin. It's his 4th strikeout in 2 innings, spanning about, 14 hours.
You hear the waves?
It's the first that stay with us. They make our hearts race, our eyes widen, our hands sweat. The lines of our smiles deepen in our cheeks. The magic of experiencing something for the very first time never gets old. Come, experience firsts that last in North Carolina.
The strength of our country hasn't just been won on the battlefield. It's won every day in our communities when we come together in our toughest times. For over 100 years, the American Legion has been strengthening communities by providing life-saving help and support to our veterans and neighbors during our nation's toughest times.
It's what the Legion's all about.
We are the American Legion, veterans strengthening America. To learn how you can help, visit legion.org.
2-1 as we go to the home half of the second. Bottom third of the Massachusetts lineup coming up against Bradley Thompson, who takes over on the mound. Got the fly out on the first pitch he threw in the home half of the first. And here's Nick Fox, the first baseman. 1 hit so far here in Shelby in his first 2 games. And that ball almost hit him in the foot. He stepped over it.
And he's either frustrated with himself that he didn't stay in there and get hit, or what do you think? Frustrated he didn't stay in there?
I think he wants to swing the bat, but he's ahead in the count 3-0, so he'll be patient. Another play for Robinson in left, and he will make the grab. Where are you going, Chandler?
Tell you what, he's had several balls hit to him already in 4 outs. I think last night that was how they got on the board. Part of it, how he played a ball out there in left field.
And that was the first out of the inning, and he ran
Yeah.
foul ground almost like he thought it was out number 3.
And he was running the wrong dugout, too.
Just get stretching the legs. It's early. Logan Petrosino, the second baseman. And over to his right, Ace Webb flips it to Thompson. Nice play.
Wow, nice play by Ace Webb. Actually went over and got in front of the second baseman to make that play, and that's a see him way over there. And that's a tough play for that pitcher. Tough throw. Good job.
2 quick outs, and here's Foglietta. Swinging to the first pitch, flying it out to Kai Howell in center. And that was fast. 5 pitches, all it takes for Thompson to get him 1-2-3. 2-1 Massachusetts. Back here at Keeter Stadium, Shelby, North Carolina on semifinal Monday. And the schedule has been moved up, planning on having semifinals at 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock as opposed to the original 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. But obviously at Mother Nature's mercy as we resume early Monday morning, the game that was supposed to be concluded Sunday night to wrap up pool play. A de facto quarterfinal game. Winner of this on to the semis. Loser sees their Legion Championship dreams come to a close. And here's Nate Rose, who started on the mound, struck out the first 2 guys he faced, and gave up a walk, a single, and a double. So he's on the hook right now, giving up 2 runs, trying to get himself off that hook with a stick. Cooper Gavin fell behind 2-0, and there's ball 3.
If I'm not mistaken, first 3-0 count of the day. And you know, this Idaho Falls team, they're not new to this. I mean, there's only 1 remaining player, Kai Howell, but when they won the championship back in 19, they had a rain delay from the night before and had to come back the next morning to win the championship. So they're not new to this.
(3-1). Crack down the right field line, but tailing foul. And into that bullpen. See the puddles. There's some real rain over the past 14 hours here. Continues to be gray and overcast, but dry at the moment. Another payoff pitch. Fouled off to the right side, out of play.
And you know, these guys wish, you know, last night we had a very, very good crowd here. And it being a Monday morning, people going back to work and just not as big of a crowd as we had.
(3-2). This one's going to be in play for Brennan Frost. So since resuming, it's 8 straight retired for the 2 teams.
Pitchers are both coming out doing a good job of throwing strikes. Like you said, they know the rain may be coming back. They're wanting to play.
Now batting number 31, Elliott Jones.
Well, the situation is a little complicated in terms of if you win this game, when do you play? Because it's all about how you fared against Iowa, who's the other team that's 2-1 in the Stripes division.
It's saying that, why you said Iowa, I mean, what are they doing, Evan? I mean, they're sitting there, do we play at 1 o'clock? Do we play at 4 o'clock? You know, they're sitting there in limbo trying to figure it out. Just waiting.
If Idaho Falls wins because they lost to Iowa, they would be the runner-up in the Stripe bracket, and they would play the top team from the Stars bracket. That's Tupelo, Mississippi, and that'd be the first semifinal, currently scheduled for 1. If Massachusetts wins because they beat Iowa, they would win the bracket, and they would play the later semifinal against the boys from Hawaii, which would put Iowa as the runner-up in the Stripes, going against Mississippi. And I think I got through that without stepping on myself and making a mistake.
That was good, but I'd still love to know, and I may message Ronnie Kramer here in the middle of this and say, hey, man, what are y'all doing right now? Are y'all, eating, hanging out, just waiting on a phone call, watching the game?
When will they have their pregame pasta?
Yeah, absolutely.
2-2 to Jones. Pops the breaking ball right back to the mound and easily taken care of by Rose. By Gavin, excuse me. So Mac Jepson's coming up. He got the first inning rally going for Idaho Falls. The first of 3 straight singles, scored the only run so far in the game for the Bandits. Strike 1. American Legion World Series here in Shelby, North Carolina for the 10th time consecutively, not including 2020 when the national event was canceled by the pandemic. 9 away, 1-1 to Jepson.
And the layoff from last night tonight don't look like it, mess with Cooper Gavin at all.
Not at all. What does it tell you about a pitcher who exclusively works from the stretch, even when there's nobody on base?
Well, nowadays in baseball, there's been a lot of guys in the big leagues that have started to work from the stretch, even though they're a starter. But he may be in college, or I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look and see where Cooper is and where he's, what year he is. But
he could senior this fall.
So he may have, be just a reliever on his high school team. You never know. But I wouldn't believe that because he's a pretty daggone good pitcher.
5-pitch walk for Jepson as he tries to initiate another 2-out rally for the Bandits.
Now, batting center field number 1, Kai Howell.
It is muggy out there this morning, Steve, as you would
Yes, it
expect.
is. And if that sun comes out, it's really going to be muggy.
Kai Howell, the only returning player from Idaho Falls 2019 championship team. Foul ball, strike 1. Nice play on the one hopper by the grounds crew member down there. And 3 of the 4 spots in the semifinals are secure. The Hawaiians getting help from Fargo, North Dakota. Off for the pitch, throw down to second base is late, squirts away, but no further advance after the stolen base for Mac Jepson.
Yeah, Mac got a good jump there, and looked like Plozé threw that ball from his knees, but yeah, he got a great jump, and there was no getting him. So going back to Hawaii yesterday, we're talking about that Fargo, North Dakota team, and we're sitting here watching all this unfold, and Hawaii's here watching the game and, cheering and hoping they could score. And, that Maryland team, you hate it for them because there were so many different scenarios yesterday that led to Hawaii actually being in the semifinals.
Yeah. Once Fargo scored their second run, it guaranteed Hawaii's place with fewer runs allowed overall than the Maryland team that also went 2-1 like Mississippi. Fly ball well hit right center by Howell. Back toward the gap, and they're not going to get it.
Wow.
This is going to tie the ball game, and into second base, Kai Howell with a 2-out RBI double.
Wow.
We were just saying the remaining guy from that championship team in 19, and boy, he comes up big right there with a ball that I actually didn't realize it was going to go that far, but drove it into that gap and double, and we got a tie ball game.
And really no chance for either Petrosino or Frost. You wonder if Jepson didn't steal the base, would he have?
It would have been close.
Probably would have sent him with 2 outs. And I mean, we've had a half dozen plays at the plate through the first 10 games of this Legion World Series.
And actually, you know, going back to that Maryland game, when they scored that run, North Dakota, it was a play at the plate that got that second run.
Taken off for third. Howell's caught in a pickle, and he's tagged out. And that'll end the inning. 1-5 on the caught stealing. Took off a little too soon. And with 2 outs, I'm not sure about that base running decision. Ace Webb will lead off the 4th. Idaho has tied it up 2 apiece. Under a patch of blue sky here in Shelby, North Carolina. Semifinals coming up later today on ESPNU. 1 o'clock, Mississippi will take on either Iowa or Idaho, the Stripes runner-up, depending on how this game unfolds. And then the boys from Honolulu will battle either Massachusetts or Iowa later today. Top of the order for Beverly, Mass. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Foglietta, McIntyre, and Petrosino.
And Evan, I just got a text from Ronnie Kramer, so I was asking him, you know, what are y'all doing to kind of kill time?
He's
waiting?
the coach of the Iowa Dubuque County team.
Yeah.
Foglietta pops it up. Mac Jepson says, I got it. And there's 1 away.
Yeah, and he was like, him and the other coaches are here at the game watching. And he goes, all the other kids are back at the hotel watching the game, and they're preparing to play here at 1 o'clock. So he said, we got to come over as a team at 11 o'clock and hit like they're going to play at 1. So that's how they're preparing.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, rain delays are a part of baseball. Anyone from the big leagues to little league, there's a element of unpredictability. When are you going to play? And you just got to be ready to go when it's game time.
Absolutely. When they tell him it's time to go, he's going to be ready.
McIntyre fouls off a couple pitches. He's behind 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, and those rain delays, you know, baseball players do not like rain delays. I mean, in the big leagues, yeah, you can go up in the clubhouse, sit, play cards, and, you know, get you something to eat or whatever. But as we saw yesterday, I think Idaho was bowling in the dugout.
Rose deep in the hole is short. Nice throw. What was your card game of choice during a rain delay in the clubhouse?
We all played Boo-Ray, and you can see here the Idaho Falls team last night. Look at them bowling. That's pretty cool. I had never seen that before.
6 pins down with that ball.
Yeah. Good to see them having fun.
Baseball players are very creative during rain delays, with figuring out ways to entertain themselves. There's a lot of downtime over the course of the season.
Yeah, and you get teams where they'll get the ball and they'll write stuff on the ball and throw it over the other team and do different things. There's some, you know, we were up here talking last night, and I think Mike Gleason was in here with us, and he was like, Rick Dempsey. And anybody who don't know who Rick Dempsey was a catcher, played in the big leagues forever, but for sliding on the tarp, I think it was in maybe Baltimore or somewhere, we was sliding on the tarp during the rain delay.
This one down the left field line. Robinson toward the corner, and he flips over the bar. It's a foul ball, and it's good to see him pop back up. Wow.
So we've seen that before here a couple of years ago, but man, what an effort trying to get that ball, as you can see here.
Had it in the glove.
Wow. Man. And the one thing about him, he is a hard-nosed football player, plays linebacker, and that's what Ryan Alexander said. He plays baseball like he plays football. Wow.
So Tyler Petrosino barely still has life in this at bat with 2 outs in the last of the third. Not anymore. He's down looking. A 10-pitch inning for Bradley Thompson. And the Idaho fans enjoying it. Caught looking. And we go to the fourth, tied 2-2.
We were there to write the original GI Bill and get it signed into law when a community found itself in the middle of a natural disaster. For more than 100 years, veterans have been strengthening our nation through the American Legion, through programs that help our nation's youth become tomorrow's leaders, and by helping veterans receive the benefits they earn through their service. Learn more about how we're helping in your community at legion.org.
Well, impressive stuff from Idaho Falls' Bradley Thompson. He's hit down 7 straight Massachusetts hitters since taking over the resumption of this suspended game. It was 2-1 in the bottom of the first. Massachusetts led when we got drilled by the precipitation last night. Single run in the top of the third ties this up. Massachusetts has been silenced offensively, and Cooper Gavin tries to do the same to Idaho Falls here in the fourth. Ace Webb, who had an RBI single last night in the first.
And a great play at first base already today, defensively.
Right-handed hitter against the righty Gavin. And ball 2 inside to Webb.
So let's talk about this for a second, Evan. So he's at pitch 54, okay, on our board here on the screen, on the TV screen, and then out on the board on the game board is showing, you know, that will be pitch number 34 there. So the reason there's that discrepancy there, that 20, is they didn't change it on the board, or they didn't change it. We didn't change it here, but we left it on the board because it's a new day for him there. So he can go up to 105 pitches. So
he's going to need some of those pitches after he walks Webb on 4 of them to start the fourth inning. Second walk issued by Gavin. And the first man he walked, Mac Jepson, with 2 outs in the third, scored the tying run.
And we always go back to this leadoff walk. How many times is it going to come back and hurt you?
Last night you said it was a 2-out walk.
2-out walk and a lead. Yeah, both. Any walks, really.
1-out walks or okay?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's situations now, you know, that when you know how to pitch,
Right,
that you can pitch around somebody with a base open. But if you're all over the place, it ain't going to work.
Merritt Jones struck out to end the first inning. Looking towards second base there.
Yeah, we've seen guys back when Barry Bonds was playing, we've seen with the bases loaded, people intentionally walk Barry Bonds, walk a run in just to face the next guy.
Extraordinary circumstances.
Yes.
Big swing and a miss from Jones. Idaho Falls trying to be the first Legion team since Brooklawn, New Jersey in 2013 and 2014 to go back-to-back, winning consecutive World Series here in Shelby.
Yeah, and Merritt Jones, who's hitting here at the plate, is if Idaho Falls has a chance and they win this game, and they win the semi game, you will see this kid right here tomorrow night pitching.
0-2, fly ball center field. Petrosino back pedals and makes the catch for the first out of the fourth. Webb retreats back to first base, and R.J. Woods will be up next.
Pitcher, number 9, R.J. Woods.
Woods grounded out to Lee Pacheco at third back in the second inning. He is 3 for 7 with the bat here at the World Series.
And you got to wonder right here when he may take off at first base. I mean, to just try to get into scoring position, kind of like last inning. And
Fox holds him on. Webb not going, and that one just missed.
And I'm curious to know what Ryan Alexander, he went over and spoke to Jay DeSantis in the middle of these last two pitches, and maybe he's seeing something on Cooper Gavin that maybe he thinks he may be doing, maybe possibly to balk or something.
Jay DeSantis, the third base umpire.
Third base umpire, I apologize, yeah. And that he may be doing, you know, to balk or throw the runner off or.
Drills the outside corner there for strike two.
And I see what he's saying something on to him right now too, because I think he's thinking that he's not stopping, is what he's thinking.
Does he have a point?
I was close there.
Runner goes, and a foul ball.
There's Jay DeSantis, third base umpire. Turned 60 years old, I think 2 days ago.
Not a bad way to spend your birthday weekend.
See, I think he thinks he's moving there. Once he comes set, he's still moving his hands a little bit. I think that's what he's, the only thing I can see that he'll be talking about. And that one was a borderline, didn't stop, and that's where he's.
Pacheco has to hurry, and it's too late. It was a slow bouncer.
And he's going to go say something, I think Ryan is. That's a great job. He's going to say something to the home plate umpire now. Wow, that was bang, bang.
No hit on the board. That's a fielder's choice. Webb safe at second. Woods at first. Chandler Robinson up next. No worse for wear after flying over the side wall. Lines this one. Right field. Frost coming in. Makes the catch.
Wow.
Oh, Chandler Robinson can't believe it. He thought he had a gapper.
I did too, man. The ball was smoked.
That's the second out here in the fourth. And it'll be up to Bradley Thompson. Thompson struck out against Gavin in the second. Huge spot in this tie game. Top of the fourth. Winner to the semis. Loser goes home. Is Cooper Gavin aware that the Idaho Falls manager has been talking to the umpires about a potential balk?
I think he saw him when he went to home plate and said something there to Mike Parnell. But
runner takes off for third. Pitch narrowly gets away, and now the man's going to second, and the throw's going down there, and it's late. So a wild pitch, both runners advance, and now a balk would score a run.
Yeah. And they hit a score too. You see that ball there? Ooh. Looked like he maybe crossed him up and then crossed him up there, didn't he?
Initially, only Webb had taken off for third.
Yeah.
But then when the catcher, Plose, had a tough time picking it up, that was when Woods took off for second.
And if Webb wouldn't have slid into third when that happened right there, he might have come on and tried to score when he turned around and threw that ball to second base. So, because Plose didn't give a second look down to Webb.
Up to Gavin here to just focus on the batter. Riley Thompson has been literally perfect on the mound since taking over. Ball 2.
Good curveball there by Cooper Gavin.
And yet Thompson would not offer at it. Woods at second, Webb at third, 2 outs in a tie game. 3-1.
And I'm betting you he may 3-1 count here with the leadoff guy on deck. Maybe he might even make him take one here.
Nate Rose, who started the game on the mound, moved to shortstop. Up next, ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
And the next pitch for Evan for Cooper Gavin today will be pitch number 50.
And it's going to be a high leverage throw. Nate Rose will step in. Just graduated from the American Heritage Charter School in Idaho. Cut and a miss. Good fastball there, challenging him.
Up and out of the zone a little bit, it looked like. Chased it. And Cooper jumps ahead 0-1.
Every clutch hit in this game has been with 2 outs.
Yes, it has.
Idaho 4 of 6 batting with 2 outs. Breaking ball drops in for strike 2.
Wow. Good pitch there by Cooper Gavin.
Chance to expand the zone if you're Gavin here. Webb at third, Woods at second, Thompson at first. In a 2-2 game with 2 outs and an 0-2 count to Rose. Gavin fires. In the dirt, gets away. Here comes Webb from third. Throw to the pitcher,
Wow.
covering is late.
Wow.
Idaho Falls leads 3-2 on a wild pitch with 2 outs and 2 strikes.
Wow, Evan, I tell you what, that's taking some chances there, but when you're aggressive on the bases, you can do things like that. You can see this curveball here by Gavin trying to get the strikeout, bounced in front of him, bounced off just far enough, and wow, some very good base running there.
Concession stand is now open with a full menu.
The Bandits have a 3-2 lead. As Gavin looks to regain his composure, he's still a strike away from getting out of the inning, but a little bloop single could make it 5-2 very quickly.
And that was, I mean, Plose blocked that ball, just jumped off to the side.
Now the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen.
Good pitch by Gavin and a very good job by Rose hanging in there.
Is he dissuaded from going back to that breaking ball in the dirt because of what just happened?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's in the back of your mind a lot of times, but.
Line to center, down for a hit. Wood scores from third, and a stop sign from Alexander. The throw comes home, and Nate Rose never stopped running. He'll end up at second base, and it's 4-2.
Wow. Good job by Nate Rose of taking that ball into center field, and that runner from third base scoring on that wild pitch, I kind of got everybody going here for this Idaho team. And like you said, Nate Rose never slowed down. Now they got runners on second and third.
All 4 Idaho Falls runs have come with 2 outs. And they're not done yet. Elliott Jones, 7th man to bat in this 4th inning. Bounces it foul.
And it looked like Bradley Thompson coming around third there on that hit actually looked like he may have slipped a little bit, and that's why he didn't have a chance to score.
Another hard shot, base hit to left. Rose coming around, throw to the plate, and before the ball got there, Rose collided with a catcher, and Jones is still running to third.
Wow.
2 more runs in, it's 6-2 Idaho.
Wow. And Plose was standing in the baseline there without the ball, and you can see Foster run over him. Or Nate Rose run over him, my apologies. Nate Rose run right over him. Good job of hitting, and with that speed on second base like that, they were going to take every chance to score, especially with 2 outs. And you can see there, he's standing right in the baseline, and that's what you're supposed to do.
2 RBIs for Elliott Jones. 6 2-out runs for the Bandits. And Gavin's on the ropes. Mac Jepson has not been retired yet in the game. A hit and a walk and 2 runs scored. And it's 1-0.
Good pitch up by Cooper Gavin.
Bouncer right side off the glove of Fox at first. Everybody's safe. Another run is in. The 5th run for the Bandits here in the 4th. And it's 7-2.
All with 2 outs.
And it looks like that will be all for Cooper Gavin. Michael Levine out to the mound. We'll see if he has the hook.
Now, I tell you what, you can see him beating that there at first base, but when you're aggressive on the bases, you put a lot of pressure on a pitcher.
That was scored a hit, by the way. So Jepson 2 for 2 on base 3 times, picks up another RBI. Kai Howell, whose RBI double, tied the game in the 3rd. Looks like Gavin's going to stay out there. Face Howell a 3rd time. He hasn't gotten him out yet.
Man. Wow, this game changed in a hurry.
Sure did. And remember, Massachusetts did not have a base runner since we resumed today against Bradley Thompson. Cracked foul down that first base line by Kai Howell, the center fielder who's halfway to the cycle, Woody. He's got a single and a double.
He's seeing the ball very well, it looks like, off of Cooper Gavin. Sometimes you just see the ball better off certain pitchers, but another good swing.
.80 pitches for Gavin in the game, but 60 today. 28 here in this 4th inning. Massachusetts just needs one more out to get back to the dugout and regroup.
Yeah, but the thing is they needed that five runs ago, you know, that they had 2 outs. So
one up the middle, past the pitcher, into center field. Jepson to third. And there'll be runners at the corners as Kai Howell gets his 3rd hit of the ball game.
yeah. And like we said, he's seeing the ball well off of Cooper Gavin. And another base hit for Kai Howell.
Petrosino couldn't get it up the middle. Howell's 3 for 3. Bobbled out there by Petrosino. The elder Petrosino in center field. Older brother in center, younger brother at second base.
And now you put pressure on the pitcher again. You got speed at first, speed at third.
Ace Webb began this inning with a walk. Squares to bunt. Ball 1. Cooper Gavin grabs a touch of rosin. Over 30 pitches this inning. Taxing pitches with 2 outs. That ball hit well to center. Tyler Petrosino is there, and finally the side is retired. But Idaho Falls sends 10 to the plate and scores 5 times. They were bowling in the dugout last night, and right now they're bowling over Massachusetts. 7-2 Idaho Falls.
You hear the waves?
It's the first that stay with us. They make our hearts race, our eyes widen, our hands sweat. The lines of our smiles deepen in our cheeks. The magic of experiencing something for the very first time never gets old. Come, experience firsts that last in North Carolina.
We were there to write the original GI Bill and get it signed into law when a community found itself in the middle of a natural disaster. For more than 100 years, veterans have been strengthening our nation through the American Legion, through programs that help our nation's youth become tomorrow's leaders, and by helping veterans receive the benefits they earn through their service. Learn more about how we're helping in your community at legion.org.
The American Legion World Series is brought to you by the American Legion and by USAA.
Lee Pacheco leading off the last of the 4th for Massachusetts. He just fouled one off down the left field line for strike 1. Bradley Thompson has set down 7 straight Beverly batters since taking over in the resumption of the suspended game from last night. It was 2-1 Massachusetts when we resumed. Idaho Falls has scored 6 straight, 5 of which just came with 2 outs in the 4th. And a defensive swing there from Pacheco to stay alive. Still behind, 0-2. Brennan Frost, Matthew Closet due up next as Beverly tries to get the bats going.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Bradley Thompson's, he's looked very good so far. And you can see right there, gets a quick first out.
Pacheco did not even run to first base. Jepson at third makes the catch for the first out in the 4th. And the body language is not great from this Massachusetts team right now.
Yeah, and then, body language says it all. But Bradley Thompson's going to say that, you know, now with this 5-run lead and go out and just go right after. But man, he's been doing that since he started this game.
Brandon Frost, the RBI double. Back in the first inning at the time, it gave Massachusetts a 2-1 lead.
Come on, Frosty. Come on, kid.
Cracks that one foul off the dugout railing. If Idaho Falls wins, they'll play against Tupelo, Mississippi in the first semifinal, currently scheduled for 1 p.m. Eastern.
Bradley Thompson falls behind 2-1 here.
Three and one now as you hear the Massachusetts dugout trying to will itself back into the game with energy.
Yeah, and if you're Bradley Thompson here, you want him to leave running, not walking.
That one down the right field line toward the corner, and it will go foul by about 30 feet.
Down around the batting cages.
Three-two. Ball four and a one-out walk.
Catcher number 5, Matthew Jose.
That's a first base runner allowed by Bradley Thompson after sitting down 8 straight to begin his outing. Matt Plose, the catcher, 1 for 5 with the bat in the World Series. Game 3 for both these teams. They're both 1-1. They both won their opener before losing their second game. Massachusetts losing 6-3 to Midland, Michigan. Idaho falling 10-2 to Dubuque County, Iowa. These are two teams that are not used to losing back-to-back games.
Yeah, but in those games, you know, they both did things that they're not accustomed to. They made a lot of mental mistakes, base running mistakes, and trying to turn it around here.
Massachusetts loss, Mike Levine said, was really the first loss that meant anything all season. That ball hit him high and tight, first and second, without a hit. Hit by pitch. And Nick Fox will be up next. The other losses for Massachusetts, Woody, as you get a look at the ball grazing the elbow of Matt Plose. They lost 6-5 to Peabody when they had already clinched a spot in the state tourney. Lost to Newport when they'd already clinched a spot in the state final. Michael Levine fully expecting his team to bounce back after a disappointing outing from Braden Clark, their ace, quoted in the Boston Globe after the game as saying, quote, "None of us has ever seen that from him. He just didn't have it today." Lightning pushed back the start, 30 minutes at the outset.
But man, I tell you what, I was impressed with Braden Clark. I thought he threw the ball well. I mean, as a former pitcher, I mean, he battled and battled and
needed, what, 105 pitches to get through 4 innings?
Yeah, but I mean, he just battled.
So to this point, all 9 runs in the game have been scored with 2 outs. Can Massachusetts score before a second out is recorded? Nick Fox versus Bradley Thompson. Down the right field line and foul. You didn't think Massachusetts was just going to go quietly, did you?
No, I didn't. I mean, they got here for a reason, and they do. They play the game right. I mean, they play hard. We saw that in the very first game that they come out and did all the little things, and they're not going to give up.
That hit him on the knee. Bases are loaded for Logan Petrosino. And for Bradley Thompson, who had been cruising, all of a sudden, he's reached a traffic jam.
Yeah, and that hit him right there. It looked like it was on the knee. Man, that's got to hurt.
That one just missed. Ball one to Logan Petrosino. What a time this would be for Logan's first hit here in Shelby. Wave and a miss.
Man, that Massachusetts dugout, man, they're getting pumped up.
Do or die right now. They got no choice. Bring the energy.
They're all up on the rail.
Bases full of Beverly kids, and that one foul. Look out down the first base line. Kevin McGrath, the first base coach over there. Frost at third, Plose at second, Fox at first, and the batter calls timeout. Looks like the drizzle may be starting to come down ever so finely. A mist, we play through it. And Petrosino fights off another tough fastball to stay alive.
And we keep hearing, I think it's Jake Miano down there that I don't know how he still has a voice.
The 1-2, bouncer to first. Webb coming home with it. Nice play by Woods at the dish to lean and keep his foot on home plate for the second out of the inning.
And you got to wonder that it's just started rain coming down again, and that ball might have been a little wet. Dangerous throw there. You can see it's like he's like, uh-oh. But good job by R.J. Woods of holding on.
So there are 2 outs. Reminder that all 9 runs in the game have been scored with 2 outs. The number 9 hitter, William Foglietta. He's 3 for 5 in Shelby. The rain intensifies and Foglietta takes a strike. It's tougher on the pitcher or the hitter, these raining conditions.
I think it's a lot tougher on it's a lot tougher on the pitcher, really. I mean, unless you know how to pitch. I mean, like every time I would get the ball when it was raining, I'd make sure I didn't turn my glove over. I didn't want the ball. I'd turn it where it was like it's covering the ball. It's coming down pretty hard.
Sure is. Thompson ahead 0-2, and Foglietta asks for time.
And then you got to try to keep your hand dry, keep water from dripping down on from your arm down into your fingers.
Another 0-2 pitch from Thompson, fouled back.
And then holding on to the bat, I guess, holding on to the bat too. And it's coming hard.
And they are going to stop the game with 2 outs and 2 strikes and the bases loaded.
I know the umpires were trying to get that at bat in, just with the circumstances, and
wow,
just couldn't do it.
So we play for an hour, and Idaho scores 6 runs, but Massachusetts threatening. Interesting thing is no one is standing by the tarp, so perhaps the grounds crew believes this will be a brief passing shower.
And I'm not. Yeah.
You'd think with the rain coming down like it is, if they expected this to persevere, that the tarp would be coming on the field, because there's a lot of baseball still to be played today. But bases loaded, 2 outs, 2 strikes, Massachusetts threatening, and we're in a weather delay. Idaho leading 7-2. We welcome everybody back to Shelby. As you can see, the brief downpour has dissipated, and we're ready to resume with 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the bases loaded. On the mound, Bradley Thompson dealing to William Foglietta, and a great stop by the catcher, R.J. Woods, to keep the runners where they are. It's a 1-2 count right now, and a really intense spot in the game as we were interrupted for about 7 minutes. And the 1-2 pitch, grounded to third. Wet conditions, but Mac Jepson takes it to the bag himself, and the bases are stranded, packed. 5 unassisted. We go to the 5th. Idaho still leads 7-2.
You hear the waves?
It's the first that stay with us. They make our hearts race, our eyes widen, our hands sweat. The lines of our smiles deepen in our cheeks. The magic of experiencing something for the very first time never gets old. Come, experience firsts that last in North Carolina.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans?
From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition of strengthening America through service.
Learn more about supporting veterans in your community by visiting legion.org.
Well, those rocking chairs under the rooftop are a nice spot to be today as the drizzle continues to come down intermittently. But we head to the top of the 5th inning, this final game of pool play, and a new pitcher for Massachusetts, Noah Guanci, having a little trouble getting those warm-up tosses in. Guanci, his second appearance of the week on the mound for Beverly, Massachusetts here in Shelby, and he'll be trying to keep it at just a 5-run deficit. Steve Woodard, costly missed opportunity there.
Wow. In
a difficult situation with the 7-minute delay mixed into the bases loaded threat.
Yeah, they had opportunity, but all runs have been scored with 2 outs. They had opportunity there, and tell you what, good job of getting out of it for Idaho Falls. But Noah, his last outing here in this World Series, went 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, no earned runs. So defense kind of let him down a little bit. But
it'll be Merritt Jones, R.J. Woods, Chandler Robinson due up for Idaho Falls here in the top of the 5th. 7-inning game, remember. Winner moves on to the semifinals. Loser makes their travel plans home.
Yeah. And Cooper Gavin, we got to give Cooper Gavin. I thought that was tough. I mean, he started the game yesterday, started to come back and started this game today. Come out, do him well. I mean, it's a tough situation, to do that back-to-back like that.
So Jones, who's 0 for 2, leads off here in the 5th inning.
As we said earlier, we're going to see this young man, if they're able to make it to tomorrow night into those finals. He started that first game for them, and we'll see him tomorrow.
It's the ace of the staff. But of the 16 guys on the roster, Ryan Alexander has said 14 of them can pitch.
Yeah, and he threw that first game out, complete game. 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs.
2-1. Now 3-1. Well, it might not be the last 7-minute delay we have today, Steve.
No,
hope it is, but
I was going to say that a second ago and then knock on some wood here.
7-minute delay better than a 7-hour delay for sure. 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Idaho Falls. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Massachusetts. 3-2, high and away, ball 4.
Wow, good job there. Battling, getting the leadoff walk.
The 4th walk issued by Massachusetts pitchers. The 3 previous guys who walked all came around to score. That's almost half of Idaho's offense. R.J. Wood stands in. Strike one. Woods did score a run in the 5-run fourth, reaching on the fielder's choice. Gets a piece, behind 0-2.
Yeah, and you were talking a little bit earlier about body language, and it kind of looked like they were deflated a little bit there in that last inning before they come up to hit, and then they kind of got it back, you know. They kind of turned it around.
Down the right field line, long run. Fox couldn't get it. Yeah, it was really just Lee Pacheco. I mean, he popped up to start the inning. It was right down the third base line, but stayed in fair territory. Didn't run to first base.
And, you know, and that's when we said that, and then all of a sudden, bam, bases loaded, and everything turns around.
A walk and 2 hit batters, and they could not take advantage of the brief erraticness from Brad Thompson. 0-2. Staying with the breaking ball, but popping it up. Back to first goes Jones. Petrosino makes the catch.
I like that. What'd you say, brief erratic?
I don't remember what I said. Earlier in the game, Chandler Robinson went for a ride. Had it in his glove, could not hang on though.
And that would have made Sports Center top 10 if he'd have hung on to that.
Perhaps now they're not top 10. Strike one, throw to second into center field. No advance further. It's a stolen base for Jones.
You see Ryan Alexander was hollering at Merritt right there to come on. He slid and couldn't find out where the ball was. And
it's kind of what this Idaho Falls teams does. They get a lead, and then they just continue to put relentless pressure on you.
Speed kills, man. I tell you, it'll wear you out as a pitcher having to worry about it.
And if Close throws him out there, no big deal. You're still up 5, but now just make the task seem that much tougher for Massachusetts to get out of the inning. Wise man once said, when the runner's at first base with 1 out, you're 1 pitch away from getting out of it.
Always. That was my philosophy. I was a sinker ball pitcher. So I was a ground ball pitcher, and 1 pitch out of it.
0-2. A little flare, foul ground, onto the roof. Noah Guanci trying to pitch around the leadoff walk here in the top of the 5th, trying to keep his team within 5. Got 3 more at bats, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th, to get back into it. Pacheco at third, looks back the runner, and fires across for the out. Robinson retired for the 3rd time.
Next at bat, pitcher number 3, Thompson.
Bradley Thompson, 3 1/3 scoreless innings on the mound in this elimination game. He also has a walk and a run scored at the plate. Batting from the right side, he takes strike 1.
Yeah, and he didn't run into any trouble until that last inning there. Pitching, he'd come out, and I think he retired the first 8 guys he faced?
Another 2-out opportunity. And, you know, before this World Series started, I was chatting with Ryan Alexander last week. Said, this team here is timely hitting, throwing strikes, playing good defense. Chopper to the left side, the shortstop McIntyre throws wildly to first. Merritt Jones will score. The ball is out of play. It's 8-2 Idaho.
Wow. Like you said, speed. Routine ground ball, and come in and got it, and
He had time.
Yeah.
He did not need to hurry.
You know, and Massachusetts is doing things that we were not accustomed to seeing them do. Their first game, you know, no mistakes.
Now he's falling behind Rose 2-0. You give a team like Idaho Falls free gifts like walks and errors, and they are even tougher to beat.
Yes. They just never quit.
Thompson leads from second. Rose fouls it back.
We got to wonder too, Evan, if we're going to see Nate Rose. You know, he started this game pitching, and then they brought Bradley Thompson in today. We got to wonder if we may see him if they are able to hold on.
And he only threw 29 pitches, so that's below the threshold. He could come back today or tomorrow, not both. Little looper, shallow right. This is trouble. Frost is not going to get there, and here comes another run. Thompson to the plate. The throw cut off. Idaho Falls, 9 2-out runs in the game.
Next to bat, second base, number 31, Elliott Jones.
Both runs this inning unearned, but they still sting for the Massachusetts boys from Beverly.
And another run with 2 outs. And you see Nate Rose just dropping that ball over the first baseman's head and making it 9-2.
1 in the third, 1 in the third, 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 5 in the fourth, 2 here in the fifth, all scored with 2 outs. Got to be demoralizing for Massachusetts. I mean, they're gonna be thinking we're so close to not letting them score at all, and somehow they got 9 on us.
It's crazy how baseball works. Like you said, you see something different every day.
One. Runner going. No chance to get him. Rose steals the bag at second.
Yeah, he stole that one on the pitcher. And then there was a ball in the dirt also, so there was no chance of getting him.
Three and 1. A win today for Idaho Falls would be their 43rd of their season. And the 2-out rally will continue. Jones draws the free pass. Mac Jepson and Kai Howell, 2 guys who have not made an out all game, coming up next. I was hit by that pitch.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of guys here in this World Series that have been hit by pitches.
Most batters have not made superhuman efforts to get out of the way.
No, they haven't.
The ball's coming at me. I'll wear it and get on base. 2 on, 2 out. Jepson takes ball 1. Jepson has 2 singles and a walk. And Kai Howell, who's on deck, has 2 singles and a double. That's the challenge right here for Guanci. And that ball popped up behind home plate. And Plose gives it a look but runs out of room. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a turnaround this has been. Massachusetts up 2-1 as we resume today. They had a runner on third with 2 outs.
Hard hit ball coming out, right? Very first pitch that Bradley Thompson threw, we thought it was a ball in the gap, and they were able to catch it.
Strike 2 on Jepson.
Then it's been all Idaho Falls ever since.
Credit to the Bandits. Post 56, Looper, shallow left over McIntyre. Another hit for Jepson. Here comes Rose to score. Throw to third, too late. Jepson to second. It's 10-2. The rally continues with all 10 runs today for the Bandits, coming with 2 down.
Yeah, Mac Jepson, great job of hitting. Good pitch. Just went down and got it and looped it over the shortstop. And now we're talking, Evan, you see here, now we got runners on second and third. It's 10-2. Now we bring in that run rule here into play if these 2 guys can score.
And it feels like it has snowballed quickly.
Quickly, and it can in baseball.
Kai Howell, single in the first, a double in the third, a single in the fourth. Batting for the 4th time in the game here in the 5th. 1 ball, 1 strike on Howell, who is 6 for 9 here in Shelby.
Wow.
Christian Morrissey warming up for Beverly, Mass. Good eye there from Howell. Howell, the only member of Idaho Falls still playing from 2019, but Brewer Webster's on the coaching staff. He was one of the standouts.
Yes, he was.
Howell pops this one up. This should end the inning. Pacheco makes the play, and the side is retired, but not before 8 more Bandits bat, and 3 of them score. And it's now 10-2 Idaho. Well, this was a 2-2 game at the end of the 3rd inning, and then Idaho scored 5 times in the 4th, all with 2 outs, and then 3 times again in the 5th, all with 2 outs.
A lot of scoring with 2 outs.
Every run of the game, all 12 of them. But Idaho's got 10 and an 8-run lead as the leadoff man, Austin Foglietta, tries to get a big rally started for Beverly, Mass. Rose from short throws him out. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 5th.
Wow, good job getting quick out there. Got this lead. You want to make him put the ball in play and hit it somewhere.
McIntyre stands in. Strike 1. Top of the order for Massachusetts has not gotten the job done. Little looper, shallow center. Second baseman Jones all the way out there to make the play.
Wow, good play going back and just right in front of Kai Howell making a over-the-shoulder catch.
Foglietta, McIntyre, Petrosino, the top third of this Massachusetts lineup, still looking for its first hit. They're combined 0 for 7 with 1 walk. Petrosino has that walk as he stands in from the left side with 2 outs. A rare glimpse of sunshine.
We hope it stays.
Two and 0 on Petrosino. Pacheco on deck. Beverly post 3-3-1. Still dreaming of a remarkable comeback. Their Legion World Series lives on the line. Shot to the shortstop, off the glove of Rose. Moving to his left. That was a rocket for Petrosino. That'll be a base hit for sure.
Yeah, it will. And that's just off the glove, like you said, going to his left. And that ball was hit pretty hard there and just out of the reach of Mr. Rose.
So can Massachusetts join in the 2-out fun? They got the bases loaded with 2 outs in the 4th. Could not capitalize. Pacheco fouls it off down past their head coach, Michael Levine. Oh, 1 down in the dirt, up to second easily, Petrosino. What happened on that release there with Thompson?
He held on to it a little too tight, it looked like, didn't it? There was no chance that R.J. Woods was going to be able to get that one. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Here comes the 1-1. And he did it again.
Wow.
Over to third goes Petrosino. Back-to-back wild pitches for Bradley Thompson, who, look, he walked a guy and then hit 2 batters with 2 outs in the 4th. He's given up a 2-out single here in the 5th. Other than that, he's thrown strikes, put the ball in play, and defense has backed him up well.
Yes, it has. And you can see him going to his pants, trying to find some grip.
Now 3-1. Grounder, shortstop, Rose in the hole. Got him with a great pick by Ace Webb at first. Some more defense from the Bandits. We go to the 6th. What a wild game this has been between Idaho Falls and Beverly, Massachusetts. The Bandits scored early. Massachusetts responded. It was 2-1 Beverly after 1 inning. And that was last night. After a long rain delay led to the suspension, we resumed play. And the Bandits' 2-out production has continued. They tied it in the 3rd. And then a 5-run 4th. All 5 runs with 2 outs, including a full contact collision at home plate. 3 more runs in the 5th, and now we go to the 6th inning. Idaho Falls leads 10-2 in a game that feels like it should be much closer than that.
It does, and I think the key play in this game was when Ace Webb was on third base, and it was the wild pitch that bounced off of Plose just enough to where he was able to score, take home. I think that was the turning point in this whole thing, because that got them going right there.
Morrissey is the new pitcher for Beverly, Massachusetts. He'll be a senior at Beverly High School this fall, and he will try to keep it an 8-run game here in the 6th.
Yeah, and he threw in the regional 1 1/3 innings, no strikeouts with 2 walks, and no ERA.
First baseman number 7, Ace
You mean
Webb.
0.00 ERA.
0.0 ERA.
That's tied for the all-time record, best ERA ever at a regional. Now whip leaves something to be desired. Let's see what Morrissey can do here. Idaho with runs in 4 of the 5 innings. Again, all 10 of their runs coming with 2 outs. Ace Webb leading off. We ahead 2-0.
Yeah, and going back, you know, what I was saying about Ace Webb, you know, they're aggressive on the bases, and he was aggressive and took home. I didn't think he was going to go on that on the wild pitch that bounced off Plose, but did. And that was that first run they scored there in that 4th inning.
Morrissey trying to find the zone. That'll work. Just missed.
Morrissey was wanting to know where that was at. It was just a bit up.
Leadoff walk for Webb. Again, every man who's walked for Idaho Falls in this game has come around to score. That's 4 of their 10 runs.
Next to that, right fielder, number 42, Mayor Jones.
If Idaho Falls wins, they'll have a quick turnaround, Woody. They'll
Yeah.
get the Mississippi team from Tupelo scheduled to start at 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah, and that's what I was just sitting here thinking. And, man, you got to wonder, is that going to benefit them? Is that going to hurt them?
I mean, they'll only have played 6 innings today. I guess as they'd love to just keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would. I mean, I think it would be a lot harder for them to, you know, in this game, go back to the hotel and then turn around and come back later and play again. I think they'd much rather just turn around and play.
There'll be some peanut butter and jelly or
Yeah.
something else nourishing in between games. Like a real doubleheader. Old school, you just have a 30-minute break. Jones is a walk and a run scored. Still looking for his first hit. And it could be here. Frost coming in, won't get there. Ace Webb, corner to corner. First and third, nobody out. Idaho Falls thinking mercy rule right now.
That was a nice pitching wedge right there. And there's Kyle Holliday. There's the Mississippi team. But you can see the star of that Mississippi team, Kyle Holliday, which we'll talk about later. And they're getting ready to go.
1 o'clock, Mississippi versus either Iowa or Idaho, depending on the results of this. Iowa or Massachusetts in the night game later. Looking like it's going to be Iowa and Idaho emerging from the Stripes bracket. The Stripes pool, I should say, into the semifinals.
Unless something crazy happens in this game.
Which we're not going to rule out.
You've seen it before.
Snap through to first. Oh, what a play by Fox to keep that ball from sailing down the right field line. Merritt Jones might take off from first on one of these pitches here.
Right there he goes.
Before the pitch. And they're just going to let him take it.
That was one of the hardest things as a pitcher. Runner takes off and everybody's hollering, step off, step off. And the first thing you do, and you'll just flinch a lot of times and end up being a balk.
Well, no balk, but no throw either. Now first base open, and, well, that might be occupied by R.J. Woods in a second.
Yeah, falling behind 3-0 here. And
I mean, a leadoff walk and then a little bloop single, stolen base. It's amazing how quickly things will snowball. Morrissey finds the zone. Needs to repeat that.
And then runners on second and third, as we can see, and, you know, go back into that, you know, they could get this game over here if they could score 2 and then hold the Massachusetts team.
Bases are loaded for Chandler Robinson. Robinson, the only member of this Idaho Falls lineup who has not been on base yet in the game. Trying to change that here. Webb at third, Jones at second, Woods the runner at first, and Robinson standing in. 1-0.
And it's not because he hit a ball to right field extremely hard.
Yeah.
Maybe his last at bat, but hit extremely hard.
Ball 2. Obviously no place to put him. And here comes Matt Levine out to the mound.
Just trying to relax him a little bit, you know. Talking a little mechanics. You know, all my pitching coaches, every time they come out, especially in the big leagues, they come out, there's really not much to say. They're coming out trying to get you to relax, maybe say something funny.
Eric DePiero is getting loose in the Massachusetts bullpen right now. That's no help in this at bat against Chandler Robinson. Bases loaded, 2 balls, no strikes, nobody out. And that's too high.
And you say Eric DePiero is warming up, so that kind of throws me for a loop here. You know, because the first game out for Massachusetts, he was the starting pitcher and just dominated. You know, 5 innings pitched and gave up 2 runs and ended up getting the win.
Morrissey finds his own.
You know, what was the thinking going on today with him? Were you going to try to save him maybe for later today?
I think that was probably the thinking, but,
yeah, but
not much to save him for right now.
No.
This is about staying alive. Oh, it drills him on the 3-1. A fastball off the upper arm. Makes the score 11-2.
Chandler Robinson tomorrow, he's going to be pretty sore.
Yeah.
Got hit, not because of this pitch, but he's got hit by a pitch. He's flipped over a wall in left field.
Bradley Thompson is going to face a different pitcher. Here comes Michael Levine. And it will be DePiero coming in. I mean, literally the season on the line. Idaho leading by 9. They're 1 more run and 3 outs away from a mercy rule win. Desperation time for Beverly, Massachusetts. Looking for a pitcher that can throw strikes and pull a Houdini act here to get out of this jam. Top of the 6th inning. This was a 2-2 game after 3, but Idaho has been relentless. They just scored their first run with fewer than 2 outs. And Eric DePiero, who threw 5 strong innings in Beverly's first game here in Shelby on Thursday, looking to pitch the Massachusetts boys out of trouble here in the 6th.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he pitched an unbelievable game that first game there, and, you know, actually threw enough pitches like he's pitching right now. He could have possibly started this game. I guess their thinking was he was going to come, and if they won this game, come back and pitch the next game. But got to win them one at a time.
DePiero having a chat with his catcher, Matt Plose. Bradley Thompson, he's in line for the win, throwing 4 1/3 scoreless innings. Thompson has also scored 2 runs, so he's allowed no runs. He's scored twice, and he has a chance to really give the mercy rule a great chance here by poking one into the gap. Good sign for DePiero, firing strike 1. Jones the runner at 3rd, Woods at 2nd, Robinson at 1st, and 0-2 on Thompson.
That's exactly what he did his first game, and come in, strike 1, strike 2.
That ball lifted shallow right. Frost on the run, makes the tumbling catch. Runners tagged from 2nd and 3rd, and the lead swells to 10, but a heck of a play by Frost. Out there and right, sac fly for Thompson to drive in a run, and it's 12-2.
You see Frost there. Good job, great catch, and you see where
And they just appealed. No, what just happened?
99% sure you're right. He just appealed third. And
Well, Robinson just took off for second base on the appeal to third. They appeal to third, and Robinson takes off for second. They say he did not leave early, and he's safe at second base.
Yeah, and the reason he was able to do that.
Fly ball well hit by Rose toward left center. Foglietta is there. Woods tagging from third. Robinson now tagging from second. Both advance safely to make it 13-2.
Yeah, good job of Rose there. Getting that RBI, but once, when you're appealing, the ball's in play. So, I mean, as soon as he turned his back to him and wasn't paying attention, he was gone.
Is that an error or a stolen base?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Or just advancing on the throw. Regardless, it's 13-2, and Massachusetts is going to need at least 2 runs, and that's a foul ball, nearly putting Massachusetts in position needing 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Because as it stands, a double-digit lead after 5 full innings means it's over. So Massachusetts needs to get it back to a single-digit game in their home half of the 6th, or we will not play the 7th. Pitch to Jones. Fights off another 2-strike offering from DePiro. Are Elliott Jones's pants ever going to be white again? Ground to the hole. It's McIntyre at short on the run. They got him at first. A late call. And I'm not sure about it. But Massachusetts will get to the dugout, needing 2 to keep this game going. Frost, Blose, and Fox coming up.
USAA is made for the safe pilots, like Matt, who can come to a stop with barely a bobble. With USAA Safe Pilot, when you drive safe, you can save up to 30% on your auto insurance. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. Get a quote today. USAA is made for the safe pilots, like Sergeant Hayden, who won't return a call until the engine's cool. With USAA Safe Pilot, when you drive safe, you can save up to 30% on your auto insurance. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. Get a quote today.
When our veterans came home from serving their country, the American Legion helped them with the GI Bill to get a head start. When they came home from Vietnam, we helped those affected by Agent Orange to get care and compensation. Now, a new generation is dealing with their own challenges. Every day, 22 veterans who put their lives on the line for our country came home and took their own. As it has for over 100 years, the American Legion continues to advocate for our veterans, so when they leave service, there's a place for them to go to continue serving and, when needed, to get help.
The American Legion World Series is brought to you by the American Legion and by Cleveland County Tourism.
Bradley Thompson hitting back to the mound for Idaho Falls. They are 3 outs away from a mercy rule win if they can hold Massachusetts to 0 or 1 run here in the home half of the 6th. It has been a Idaho Falls onslaught these last 3 innings. They've scored 11 runs, 5 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 3 more in the 6th. And 10 of those 11 runs coming with 2 outs.
Yeah, but we, on the flip side of that, we talk about all those goose eggs up there starting from the 2nd inning till now with Bradley Thompson. He's went, 4 1/3 innings and gave up 1 hit and walked 1 guy, and I mean, he's been unbelievable.
Really has. Had the hiccup in the 4th when with 1 out he had a walk and back-to-back hit batters. Loaded the bases, but he escaped unscathed in the run department. 2-1 to Frost. Popped out of play.
After having a, in the middle of an at-bat 0-2 count and had a go sit in the dugout for a couple of minutes and then come back out. And
2-2. And the count runs full. Well, leadoff walk for Brennan Frost. He has been on base 3 times in the game.
He just made a great catch out in right field.
Ryan Alexander trots out to the mound. Idaho Falls trying to become the 4th Idaho team to make it to the American Legion World Series final. Of course, these Bandits did it 2 years ago. Lewiston, Idaho in 2001, and then 95 years ago, Woody, I don't believe you were there. Pocatello, Idaho made it in the first ever Legion World Series in the final.
I was not there.
You were there 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been here for the last 5. I mean, Idaho Falls back in 19, then the Delaware team, Henderson, Nevada.
Each of the last 4 championship games have been decided by 1 or 2 runs, 2 of them in extra innings.
Yeah, and that Delaware there in 18 was a extra inning, and they ended up winning the game on a base hit up the middle, and the guy scored to play at the plate. Pretty exciting game.
Strike 1 to Plose. Thompson fires. 0-2.
R.J. Woods got hit there. Foul ball off the hand. It looked like it got him.
Woods heading out to the mound for a chat. 13 runs and 11 hits. No errors for Idaho. 2 runs, only 3 hits for Massachusetts, and the 2 errors. Massachusetts only 1 hit since the first inning. Only 1 hit off Bradley Thompson, who has just been masterful in relief of Nate Rose, who started this game last night.
You got to wonder where Ryan Alexander, if they're able to hold on right here, where he's going to go with the pitching in this next game.
Sure,
because they got to play right off the bat.
Sure, he's got a game plan.
Yeah, pretty sure he does.
One, 2. Down and away, and up to second base goes Frost. And he's 1/3 of the way to third before he taps the brakes. We've had a lot of base runners, but not many chances for double plays because very few runners have stayed at first very long.
Been either a pass ball, wild pitch, or a steal.
Two. That ball drilled out to left. Robinson makes the call and the catch for the first out in the 6th.
Next we got first baseman number 21, Nicholas Fox.
Again, Massachusetts needs 2 runs in this 6th inning to stay alive. Otherwise, the Mississippi-Idaho matchup will be confirmed. And that means Iowa or Hawaii will emerge from the 2nd semifinal. Shot through the left side. That's a base hit. Brandon Frost is coming around, and he will score without a throw. So there's 1 run for Massachusetts. RBI single for Nick Fox.
Yeah, and give these guys credit. They're not. I mean, they're not giving up. They're still swinging the bat and want to put some runs up on the board. And Good job there, Mr. Fox.
Number 2, Braden Clark.
Is there one comeback from your career that stands out as like the craziest comeback that your offense gave you?
I'm trying to remember. We were in it's one of the better ones. I forgot is the Mariners were, when I was in Cleveland, were beating us by, golly, mom, I forgot how many runs. I want to say it's one of the largest comebacks ever in Major League history, but we were able to come back and end up winning the game at Jacobs Field there.
How many runs are we talking about?
I want to say it was like 9 runs late in the game.
Yikes, up high. And
I'm going to have to Google that and try to.
This is Braden Clark pinch hitting for Logan Petrosino. Nice stop there by Woods behind the plate.
And Braden Clark's who we saw started the second game for this Massachusetts team here in this World Series.
Long look in for Thompson. Trying to finish this thing. That's in there. Just over 70 pitches.
Yeah, and that the pitch thing for them is out the door because he ain't gonna be able to come back the rest of this tournament anyway. So they're hoping he can finish this.
2 outs away from doing that. If he can prevent that runner, Nick Fox, from scoring. Currently at first. Strike 2 on Clark. Just about an hour away from the scheduled start time for the first semifinal. We'll be live on ESPNU at 1 o'clock Eastern. 61 minutes from now. As the count runs full on Braden Clark.
And I knew I found it. Here we go, Evan. So the Indians completed an improbable comeback against the Mariners on August 5th, 2001, scoring 12 runs after the 7th inning, including 5 in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs to tie the game.
Wow. Left side, it's Jepson to Jones for 1 on to first. That's not a double play. Oh, they call him safe at first. Bang, bang at first base. And Clark beats it out, according to the first base umpire, Roger Wolf. I'm not sure he did. Whew. So close. So 2 outs for Will Foglietta. Idaho Falls could win by mercy rule with 1 more out and improve to 2-1 in their pool and clinch their spot in the semifinals, which is now less than an hour away. Tried to check his swing, and he could not do it, said the plate umpire, Mike Parnell. What a performance from Bradley Thompson. Remember, he entered this game with his team trailing.
Come in trailing 2-1.
Fly ball shallow left. The shortstop Rose is there, and Idaho Falls is on its way to the semifinals again here in Shelby. They win by the mercy rule 13-3 in 6 innings. And it was clutch 2-out hitting that gets the Bandits back into the Final Four.
Yeah, and that was a great job by Massachusetts on making it here. Competed very well, very classy team. But Idaho Falls, wow, you said it right. Timely hitting, scored a lot of runs with 2 outs, and man, Bradley Thompson, man, my goodness, come in and shut the door down, and man, they're living and going on to the semifinals.
Thompson, 5 1/3 innings. He allows just 2 hits and 1 run. Idaho wins and they will battle Mississippi in the first semifinal. We'll be live on ESPNU in about 59 minutes. Mississippi versus Idaho in game 1, and then Iowa and Hawaii in our second semi. The American Legion World Series culminates in a bit on the U.